Hi, welcome to SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Subscribe right now, leaving the comments in the comment section, like and share the video as well. Now, I want to do a quick video for you right now, just based on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live this week. SmackDown Live, in my personal opinion, absolutely kicked the crap out of Raw. Personally, it was like a squash match of which one was better than the other, and I quickly just wanted to go into quick detail why I think that is. Now, of course, there's always the obvious that SmackDown is shorter than Raw, which means we have less matches and less content to have to deal with, but there is a reason sometimes that a Raw 3-hour show seems to feel like about 6 hours, and why SmackDown seems to fly a lot quicker. And I'm going to go into why SmackDown this week in particular really stole the show. Now, you could turn around and say that maybe not all the matches were the great highest 5-star quality matches. Now, fair enough, I can agree with that argument. A lot of the content was perhaps more watchable than going, wow, what an incredible match. But when you put it into detail and perspective, this is why SmackDown really took the cake. On SmackDown Live this week, we had great storyline development. We had moments which gripped us. We looked at Randy Orton when he finally turned on Bray Wyatt. We see him with the keys to the kingdom and saying he actually will be going for him at WrestleMania and burning down the Wyatt compound, which of course in itself is a shocking thing to see, and of course is a WrestleMania worthy building for a storyline, which of course this is why this is going to be a big moment, and perhaps we're going to remember this going forward for a long time. As well as that, we see also John Cena on Miz TV, and John Cena absolutely owning the Miz really particularly. But of course, we've seen that sort of promo style done before. John Cena being told how he kind of takes opportunities away, but the way it was delivered in response, how Cena saying how really he wants the Undertaker, and if he was really superstition with all that stroke, he would be facing the Undertaker and not in the position he is. So it really kind of, in one way, it belittled the Miz, which in one way was not a good thing, but in another way, it just really had a shocking value to the promo itself, and really was a talk newsworthy moment. Something we couldn't really say from Raw. That a lot of it was like, we had to talk about this. This is something you actually went to your friends after and said, wow, this happened on SmackDown. We look at the matches themselves. Of course, we had a couple of singles matches. We had a number one contenders match, which we don't really get a lot of them anymore when you look at it really on Raw, SmackDown, anywhere. So to see that actually opportunities given to make a number one contender was pretty cool. AJ Styles picking up the victory as well over Luke Harper, which I must admit I didn't think was going to happen. And as well, there was a what if factor on both sides. You weren't entirely sure the whole way through. I feel where I see the storylines going forward, but now, I mean, AJ Styles is number one contender. Randy Orton is coming back into the WrestleMania picture. Is it going to be a triple threat? Is there going to be a new number one contenders match set? Is AJ Styles going to get the shot before WrestleMania, losing and facing Shane McMahon? I think that potentially is the one that could happen, but we'll have to wait and see. As well as we had gimmick matches. We had 2 out of 3 falls match. We had a chairs match. Just something just to mix it up and shake it up. And I think all those compatibles put together in this 2-hour show really just kind of made it stand out well. On Raw, we had a lot of singles matches. We had a lot of tag matches. We had a lot of promos that really didn't go anywhere. And for a go-home show, for a pay-per-view, it just didn't sell it for me. And there was a lot of the same repetitive stuff. And we've seen a lot of matches recycled, redone. Maybe that's due to the 3 hours. SmackDown has 2 hours, so they don't always have to redo their matches every single week. But it feels that with Raw, I've seen it all before, and it feels that although Raw particularly has maybe some of the better athletic superstars, they're not utilised to what their potential is, and the creative is not giving them enough to work with. It's a lot of the same superstars with the same story, and I think this is why the indie superstar at the moment is not deemed as the most popular thing on the roster. And I think because there's so many indie superstars right now, it makes people, like if you look for Raw, for example, why Braun Strowman stands out, because he's one of a kind. It's not an indie star amongst a load of monsters. It's kind of one big guy amongst a lot of indie guys, and I think that's what makes Strowman stand out and seem kind of cool. We haven't got the fine balance on Raw. It's a lot of indie stars on Raw, where maybe if they were balanced on Raw and SmackDown would perhaps have a stronger mid-card, and maybe it just would feel fresh all around, but maybe the shows may be kind of similar. I don't know. But when you look at SmackDown, there's a lot of superstars of different size. Everyone seems different, a unique individual, and I think that's probably another reason why SmackDown stands out. So it's something that Raw needs to work on, particularly heading into WrestleMania season now, perhaps even beyond. We're probably going to get a draft anyway, and not long after WrestleMania, but I definitely want to give my thoughts on why I thought SmackDown this week was a very well written show, and how WWE in 2017 can still be a great show, and we can still be watching each and every week and still enjoying what we see. We're probably hearing some outdoor noise there because we are outdoors, so that's why you probably heard the cars. But anyway, going back to the point at hand there, looking at Raw, I just think that they need to really start getting hold of this. I mean, you've got some great superstars there. Kevin Owens is great, and he needs to be utilised better. We've got people like Finn Balor and Seth Rollins to come back into the mix, and I don't want them to be lost in this sort of indie style shuffle that they've been made over the last 12 months of all the Raw side. I feel that it's just a bit bland and a bit boring, and I think Raw really needs to start looking at SmackDown and seeing how it can improve. But that's everything for me anyway here on YouTube.com. Please let me know your feelings in the comments below, what you're feeling with Raw and SmackDown at the minute. Is there any points I may have missed out here? I'd like to know your feelings, and we can discuss them in the comments. I'm very happy to do so. Yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe right now, and I'll see you next time here on SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Take care.